discretion is advised.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the New to Wrestling Podcast After Dark. Tonight, we have two very special guests. We are back in the swing of things. We're back in the saddle, girl. I took a little break because I had to move, but we're making moves, and these two are certainly making moves as well. I just want to get right into it because he's already been gabbing before we got on, and I was like, we need to save this content for the show, girl. So before let's get into it. We have everybody wants to be like Miami Mike Walker, and we have a whole lot of Talotta, Vinny Talotta. We have the post game in the house tonight. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming out, guys.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah, of
Thanks
course.
for coming. It's such an honor. So, okay, I want to first get into, because you guys are a tag team, and if I researched correctly, the tag team came together because you guys met, and you guys are pretty good at partying together in what we would term the post game. Well, some of us would term the post game. Is this true?
Yes, absolutely. I think we're two guys that never want the party to end. So even when we go out, we're having the after party, we're having the post game at the crib. It's just kind of an infectious energy that I think we both kind of bounce off each other with, and that's kind of where it came from.
And I think that also, like, what you said, like, it lends itself like to jump. Oh my God, sorry, my brain just misfired. But like, you guys can energetically bounce off each other. I think that makes so much sense too for how you guys interact in the ring, because we were watching the match you guys sent us, and which we'll get into later, but I feel like that kind of, I don't want to say chaotic, but it has like an Uda chaotic like energy. I feel like is very apropos of the post game life.
Well, I feel like you got to be like
100%
in it for the long haul.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, chaotic. That's
100%.
one way to put it. I mean, we've had some long nights. Vin, you want to tell them what we did this past weekend?
Oh man, so you know how wrestling is. Things change all the time. Unfortunately, one of the shows that we were supposed to go to got canceled. So Mike and I had to make some other plans, which ended up being going down the shore.
As you do.
We had a good time. We went out for a little bit, but we had to go to another show the next day. So with about an hour, and I'm going to give myself an extra 15 minutes of sleep, we ended up driving from the Jersey Shore. We had to stop at my house in Philly and then go up to another show near in northern Jersey near SummerSlam. So we were running on an hour and a half of sleep, but we we made it through.
Yeah, it was miserable, but it was worth it, and it's just been a part of the lifestyle. It's kind of like a weekly basis for us.
Well, I was talking to Kelsey that in the gay community we have something similar. They just call it afters. It's like afters. you go out to the club, and then usually it's the drag queen, because if you want to get drunk under a table, find a drag queen, and they'll find you. They'll be like, where are you going where are we going for afters? I'm like,
for afters,
it's 4 a.m.
I was saying I'm going to my house.
Right.
I was saying that Xavier should like tag with like Brian Baum, be the afters, and then like you guys could be the post game, and we'll see who comes out on top at the end of the night.
Oh shoot, post game versus
last one standing.
And I will tell you, Xavier is a boot and rally. I've seen it. But,
are you a pull the trig kind of guy?
Oh yeah, if I'd rather do that than sit there and be uncomfortable.
Mike knows. I had a few weeks there where I had to pull trig, but
Vince did that a few weeks in a row.
Yeah. There were some times I went, came back, and they didn't even know I left.
Right. No, absolutely.
And that is him. And I won't like make a spectacle, but I'm a crawl off and die kind of girl. Like, I'll just disappear, I die, and then I went to bed, and like 3 hours later everyone's wondering where I went, and I've been asleep. Mm-hmm. But he is like boot and rally, so you're in good company.
Oh yeah.
So, Vinny, I wanted to ask, so you got into wrestling, if I researched correctly. You didn't know much about wrestling, and then you were playing with, was it a cousin? Had like the...
So, yeah. So, I I was very young at that time. I didn't really know a lot about wrestling, but my cousin had like action figures and like the video
Hmm.
games, and that kind of like got me into it. And then I forget specifically if he showed me like an episode of Raw or like I was at home and watching it, but I was like, oh my God, this is like real life. These are like real
Oh, this
people.
is something you can do.
Right.
Yeah, and I didn't even know like you could do it at the time. I just like I watch it and I was like, I just need to know more about this and do it, you
Right.
know?
Mm. And so then how does that like get you into actually wrestling, like in a ring? Like how does that get to training?
So I tell this a lot, but I'm a very like I'll commit to something and then kind of let it go. Wrestling
Mm.
is the only thing I've been committed to ever since I started seeing it.
Mm.
So I would tell my parents all the time. I have a sister, God bless her. She was my punching bag for a little bit. I was trying my body slams and the submission moves.
Mm.
My mom would be freaking out,
That's
but
the
I
that's the
kept
sibling price. So
yes, yes,
That
yes.
is the toll.
Yeah,
Yep,
I
that's
didn't
the
have
toll
a
you pay.
brother. I didn't have a brother, so she had to step up. Sometimes willingly, sometimes not so much. But besides the point, I was very adamant about wanting to do it, and my family knew of a wrestler on the independents that kind of helped me out, or they knew them as a kid.
Oh,
He
wow.
told me that I need to be 16 to start training at the school that I started at, which was ECWA. So
Okay.
I think I was about 12 at that time when we were
Whoa.
talking about
Yeah,
this.
Oh my God.
So
dedicated.
yeah, so I was dedicated and I was like, okay, I'll wait. But I couldn't rest on that. So I actually found like a Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu. And
Oh.
and in my head, that was like the closest thing I had to pro wrestling. So
Nice.
I did
Hmm.
that for until literally I turned 16 on a Tuesday. The Thursday I was in the ring.
Wow. That's dedication.
Mhm.
That's incredible. And I'm glad you brought up the motivation too, because this was something else. You had said previously that the hardest thing about wrestling is the motivation. But you also said your favorite thing about wrestling is the emotional investment. And I
Mhm.
think that's so interesting. And I was wondering if you could kind of like elaborate on that a little bit, because I think it's interesting, like the emotional investment like can be what motivates you, but wrestling is so like it's not just mental, it's physical. It's like so many things. So like how does like your favorite thing and like the most difficult part about it like work together or work against each other?
It's I think like wrestling, I love wrestling and it's athletic. It's the hardest thing that you will put on your body,
Mm,
but it's even harder for the mind because
yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
the way to get good at this is to stay in it. The
Yes.
consistency is key, and the longer you stay in it, the better you will be, especially with good people around you. So motivation is hard because there are some ups and some downs. I mentioned earlier in the podcast that a show got canceled for
Hmm.
us.
Yes.
And that's always a hit to the ego. But you got to just remember there's always another weekend. There's always another training session. So that's how you get better. But the emotional investment kind of comes hand in hand with that from a performing aspect of the performer of like, you just love this so much and like you just want to be good at it. So you yourself are invested in yourself and your craft. But for the audience members, this is the ride, you know.
Mm,
I think wrestling is the story of everybody's individual career, and it's like a documentary. And each of these matches are
mm,
kind of like a highlight. So the fans are not just invested in your character in the ring, but they are invested in the person trying to make their goal at the end of the documentary, basically.
Right.
yeah. Wow, that's such a good way to put that. And I feel like that wrestling is really one of those things because again, it's true. It's like you have a character, but you also people, especially in this day and age of wrestling, where it's like people really know that there's wrestlers like behind the wrestling, like, you know, the argument about kayfabe and all of that. But it's like people really do want to see, especially their local guys, like win and make it and like go far. Like, so I feel like that's such an amazing analogy about like it being a documentary. I love that.
Yeah.
Mike,
And
did you
then,
want to expand on that? Because it sounded like you wanted to
yeah.
jump in a little bit.
Yeah. I think that's a good point. I think in independent wrestling, it's a whole different dynamic. Watching the wrestlers and being at the shows, it's a lot more up close and personal.
Yeah.
You really get invested in each guy, and everybody's trying to make WWE. They're lying to you if they say they're not,
Right.
or if they don't have interest in making like doing that. Like I feel like everybody has a dream of, you know, being on a TV deal or getting signed or being somewhere big. Everybody's trying to make it. You know, if you know, I can't imagine doing this and not wanting to be at WrestleMania or be in a Royal Rumble, or, you know, like that's what we looked up to as kids. That's what we grew up watching. Right. And now that we're adults, we have kids looking up to us and fans looking at us. And now it's almost surreal when you kind of just, you know, pull away from it for a little bit and think like, wow, I'm actually doing this.
Yeah.
Because it gets so busy throughout the week and every weekend. It's very normal to us now doing shows week in and week out. But when you kind of step back a little bit and look at it and have that appreciativeness for it, it's kind of, it's a little humbling. It's cool though. But yeah, it's a different dynamic for sure, being on the independent level.
For sure. I love that. And you got into wrestling. You were a lifelong fan. I think you specifically mentioned like the Attitude Era, like Stone Cold, The Rock. And then you also played college football, right? For 5 years at Salisbury?
Yes.
Work. Okay. So how do you become, because I think you had also mentioned previously that you like in high school something clicked for you, or you were like, oh, I could actually do wrestling professionally.
Yes. I'm not going to give you the whole it's a long story, but long story short, I got into wrestling when I was like 5 because of my older brother. I just followed him and did everything he did and liked what he liked. And he was like 14 at the time, watching like the Attitude Era. It was probably 2002 when I was 5 when I started watching. And I remember, I don't know the specific match or moment, but I remember The Rock and Stone Cold throwing haymakers back and forth. And those were like my guys. And then I think I got even more into it when I got older. When I was in high school and I was going in to play college football, I kind of made up my mind senior year. After seeing there was a wrestling school in my area, I was like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a career out of this. I had just gotten back into wrestling after I stopped watching for, I don't know, maybe 4 to 5 years. But I got like this was like my huge mark phase, like 17 to 19. I was like super into it, like as an adult, like an older teenager adult. But I had made up my mind senior year of high school and I just never looked back. It's been 10 years now since then.
Wow. And I love that. And then, so you are from Baltimore.
Yep.
Which is contradictory to your name, Miami Mike. But I think that you had said that Miami is a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And so in terms of characterization for you as a wrestler, why Miami is a lifestyle? Like, as opposed to like a Baltimore lifestyle, a New York lifestyle, Chicago lifestyle. Like, what about Miami where you were like, Miami is the lifestyle I'm trying to embody and like present?
I think the Miami lifestyle has this idea of a get rich or die trying mentality where it's really like balls to the wall, all gas, no brakes.
Yes.
You're going to find a way to make it happen.
Yes.
And I think with the partying lifestyle or whatever you want to call it, it's kind of goes hand in hand with how I perform and who I am outside of wrestling. So I think I made a huge change a few years into my career during COVID, actually. I had taken a couple trips down to Miami and spent way too much money. And when I came back, I just kind of recreated this, I guess, character, what you can call it. And I just started doing everything different from what I was taught and what I was, told to do, and just started doing what I wanted to do and dressing different and acting a certain way, a little more genuine to me. But that's originally where that came from.
I love that. I love that.
In just kind of the spirit of kind of like, chasing the dream, Vinny, you said you actually got a WWE tryout. So how did like that get there? What did that look like for you? And like, what did you take from that? Or like, what feedback did they give you? They were like, take this and like run with it, and then we'll see what you can do down the road.
Yeah, so I had my tryout. It's coming up. So it was for the SummerSlam tryout in 2021. So at the end of the month, it'll be 4 years since then. So my trainers at the time, the rep Nate and Dave, they had a tryout. And they came back and Nate was telling me, hey, you gotta fill out the recruit thing, you gotta put it in. And I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I got these pictures, I'm not sure. The questions are hard. They make you think. They make you think a little bit. And I was just procrastinating so hard. And then like I had one question left. And I was like, I don't even know how to answer this. Like maybe I'll just wait until like a few days when I go to training and I'll talk to him. And I just sat it down for like a little bit and I'm like, I'm gonna answer it. So I wrote it down, I sent it in, and I didn't think about it. And this was so 2021. So we're kind of coming out of COVID, and it's about 2 weeks later. And I remember this so vividly. I am in my parents' kitchen. I'm sitting at the island, and I have a apple cinnamon rice cake with cottage cheese on it, and I'm taking a bite, and I get an email, and it says WWE, and I swear to God, I almost die from choking on this rice cake.
Oh my, bad way to go.
So 2 weeks later, so from when I initially sent in the application, 2 weeks later, I got an email asking about the tryout. So long story short, I have to go to Vegas. This is the first tryout that they are publicly like talking about since the pandemic.
Wow.
So they fly me out to Vegas. I'm 20 years old in Vegas, which is always great, right?
Yeah.
But it was no hangover. It was a very professional trip.
Yes.
I was there for 3 days. The first day was like, like basic paperwork stuff, like physical. And then it was 2 days of the most humbling, most fun, and like craziest experience of my life. The first day was 2 sessions of training. I remember coming back to the hotel room and just lying on the floor because my legs hurt so bad.
What?
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Man, you were in shape. That didn't.
I know. I was very in shape at that time, but like they just got me. I
Oh my
lying
God.
down in the hotel room and I'm like, okay, this is great. I just need to get up, shower, go to bed, and then just get through the second day. But
God.
It was so much
Remember
fun.
that cardio we did leading up to that?
I know. Oh my God.
We
Mike
did
was there.
35 minutes straight.
I know.
Me
They
and like
beat
8
me up
other
for
wrestlers.
35 minutes. And it was before like me and Mike started teaming. He had everybody from Maryland come up. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I was dying.
The trainer had us like I don't know, should we run heat on them, beat them up in the ring for like 35 minutes.
Jesus.
And they're like, all right, Vinny, fight back, do what you got to do, whatever. Every 2 minutes, a new guy's going to come in. And it was like 35, 40 minutes straight. I was like, this guy's in shape. It was like this guy's going to kill it.
Oh my God.
I was in there for 2-3 minutes. I was gassed. I was so tired.
You were like the first person in at the Royal Rumble, and then you just stay all the way to the end.
And guess what? I still lost.
Sorry.
But the second day was fun. We did some promos. I did a promo just by myself, and then we did like a Survivor Series thing. So I had a team of a few guys, and then we had to talk trash about the other team.
Period.
And then,
who was on your team?
Who was on my team? The guy, his name was Vinny as well. He's actually a ref there right now.
Oh, okay.
And then, oh my God, I am awful with names, but I know the other guy, and I'm sorry if he sees this podcast. I'm so sorry. We follow each other on Instagram. I'm just blanking on the names right now, but he unfortunately did not get signed either. But anyway, so we do that. We do the promos, and then the second session was more physical stuff. And it was a bunch of media came in, so like they were interviewing some people, some stars came in, but I think one of the bigger lessons I learned was just be confident in what you can do. I was 20 years old at the time. I was extremely nervous. This is the first time I'm doing anything with WWE, and again, I've been a fan since I was young, and like just seeing the logo on everything, being in that environment. Triple H was there, Matt Bloom was there, William Regal was there. So many people like you just see on not only TV but all social media. They make documentaries about these people, and like I did the promo right in front of Triple H.
Oh my, and you like forget they're real people. It's like I know he's a real person, and then when they're physically in front of you, you're like, oh, you're okay. So you're
gonna watch me do this.
You're not that big.
No. You're all right.
Yeah. But like I said, I think the biggest thing is just be confident in who you are and make yourself a presence whenever you walk into the room. And then ever since that, I've been very conscious about that. But I think within the last maybe year and a half, I feel like I've really set into who I am, because like I'm only 24 years old. I'm still young, and like it's just life, you know. A lot of things changed since then and now, and I just feel confident in my ability, my personality, and just like real life. I just feel like I've grown so much, and I feel like that's helped me in wrestling, and just go the course. Things change for everybody.
Right.
Nobody has a set path, and I know my path will get me to wherever I'm meant to be, and just I'm having fun doing it, so I can't complain. It was a great experience. I love talking about how I had the opportunity to do that, and I'm very grateful for it, you know.
I love that. And Xavier, you're gonna say something?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Since you Mike brought up training, this is a question I had for both of you, because tag teams, like I know obviously you guys are training together. How much of the training that you guys do is together? How much is separately? What does that look like move development, or just like, you know, getting in the ring together and, you know, figuring things out? Like, what does that look like?
Yeah, so we train together at Catch Point out of right outside of Philly with Drew Gulak and Tracy Williams. Those are our two main trainers right now. They're really talented, and they have so much knowledge, and they're very giving, and they're very smart. We try to get up there at least once a week and, you know, beat up some younger guys and work on our stuff. Try to do some matches with these guys, and it's actually very helpful. I think it helps our chemistry grow. But yeah, like we'll go there every week and get some good work in, and you know, try to get better as a unit.
Yes, I think a lot of the move development kind of comes from me going, "Hey, Mike, I got this stupid idea. Do you think we could do it?"
Where all good ideas come from.
To be honest, we might practice it like once or twice, and we'll be like, "Yeah, we got it." and then we just like might do it on the show. Like,
God.
it's kind of, I mean, it's not, you kind of got to do it on the show to really work on it. You can rep it out at practice, but you just got to do it. Like, you know, and just, you just got to commit. You just got to, you know, be on the same page and commit.
I think that makes sense, because I think, you know, in training, it's easy, like, to, with no one watching, or at least your peers watching, it's easy to like feel confident and comfortable and whatever. But like in the heat of the moment, especially wrestling, I talk about this every interview, so Xavier's probably so sick of this, but the improvisational aspect of wrestling is what blows my mind every time, where like people don't know that a lot of matches are like improvised. Like, it's kind of the feel of the crowd, feel of the other wrestlers, like whatever. So that makes complete sense for me. Like, when you're doing a new move, it's like the best way to kind of actually
get it out there,
take it someplace, is when you're in the moment. Like, that makes sense to my brain, I think. And then Mike, I questioned, do you still have, is it still on your bucket list to wrestle Bad Bunny?
When the hell did I say that?
So
what the hell did I?
What?
It's crazy. No, you're saying these notes, and I'm like, when did I'm sorry, I don't remember like when we met up or talked about any of this, and I'm like, how does she know all this? Like,
the internet.
The internet deep dive is my favorite part.
Where the hell?
I will say it was a long time ago.
I made a crazy list once, and I don't know where that list went. They were kind of ridiculous, the names I put on that.
They were.
Some a little controversial. I don't even where did you find that? I need to know. Like,
it was an interview, or maybe it was a live stream you did like 2 years ago.
Come on.
But you did double down. You were like, definitely Bad Bunny for sure.
No, yeah, for sure.
I'll send you I'll find the clip again, and I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you later.
Maybe you guys go shot for shot.
Yeah,
maybe. I think I just like say shit sometimes. Sorry, I don't mean to cuss. I can't.
No, you're totally
fine. Oh, you can.
I think I just say random things sometimes. I do not remember that at all. I do remember putting him on a list because he was popular at the time. So
yeah.
Wow.
Oh my god.
I like his music, but
dude.
That's amazing.
I don't care.
Oh, that's so funny.
I think it's a great goal to have.
I just want to hang out with the guy. He seems pretty chill.
Yeah, let's start there, and then we can talk about beating him up. And then my other question was, and this is from the same live stream, I think, so you might not remember saying
I must have
this
been
either,
saying some wild shit.
But so you trained in a bunch of different places, and New Jersey is one of those places, which is where we hail from.
Originally, I'm outside of Philly now.
He's an expat now, but
sure.
of New Jersey. But you had said that training in New Jersey had given you like an edge. Like, you had said sometimes wrestling can be like a little hokey, but New Jersey wrestling, like training there, kind of gave you this edge. And you also have mentioned previously that something that really motivates you is people talking shit. Do you feel like the two are kind of correlated? Like, because in my brain, being from New Jersey, bred and fed, I feel like that makes sense to me. Like, it's like, you know, but
Jersey, oh man, don't even get me started.
Yeah, well.
No, this was CZW. That's where I started training. I think a little after COVID, and it kind of just expanded my mind, and it I looked at wrestling a whole new way. Because I was stuck in Maryland, and Maryland's super old school, like the wrestling.
Yeah.
And CZW allowed me to grow as a performer and to kind of break through where I was. There's no way I would have ever made it in Maryland or became who I would have became as a wrestler without CZW. I wanted to get more work and more training, so I took the drive up there once a week, sometimes twice a week. And that like definitely separated me from a lot of other guys that was at Maryland, people that were ahead of me that weren't better than me, that I don't think was better than me, people on shows that I don't think was better than me. Once I started doing shows in Philly and for CZW, it kind of made me more credible to them. And it kind of, sometimes if you're not in a good place, like maybe you don't have that much value. You got to go somewhere else and build your value. You know, you got to take a chance on yourself. So I think that at that time, that's kind of what I did. And it was a rival promotion. Not really. They kind of, the promoters don't get along or whatnot, but that was a place where I went knowing they'd be annoyed by it and did it anyways, and it turned out great.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes
I love that.
I'm like in the middle of reading it's like Brian Gewert's book. He was like one of the writers during the Attitude Era. But he talked about working with The Rock specifically, and they were always he talked about like, we don't mind like ruffling some feathers as long as like the fans are entertained and it's gonna make some money. So it's like, you got to do what you got to do. Like, hey, if you're gonna not like where I'm working, well, oh well, create some more opportunities then.
Like, you gotta ruffle some feathers. I think sometimes I avoid doing certain things because I don't want to rub people the wrong way, or you know, like, but you got, like, as wrestlers and as an independent worker, and me and Vinny as a team, like, we gotta like take chances, and we gotta, you know, step out of our shell every now and then, and, you know, try to make something happen. But yeah, it's just it comes with the territory.
What is it like to kind of like have to kind of advocate for yourself, not only as like a performer, but as an employee? You know what I mean? At the same time, you know what I mean? I feel like you kind of have to like, here's what you're getting as a like what you're going to get for a show, but here's also the person you're going to get, you know, behind the scenes, like who you're hiring to work for you. Is that like an interesting thing to kind of like sell yourself in that way?
Yeah. I think eventually, sometimes when you start having good matches, or you start building a fan base or whatnot, sometimes that character in the ring, people start to believe that's how you are outside the ring. And it just kind of, it has that aura to it where people start to like buy into it, like workers, fans, like people around. So I don't know. It's a tough question to answer, but I think that's kind of how I would explain that.
Yeah, I could definitely add to that. A lot of people say this about us, but I think our biggest abdication for ourselves is whenever we go out and get into the ring and do what we do. I think there is little to no team, let alone talent, that could kind of like touch us in a certain sense. I feel like me and Mike are super gelled together, especially now. And our stuff is just so clean that work rate, we are one of the best teams, I think, going right now, not only in this area, but honestly, put us in any area.
Easily.
We will not only go toe to toe with any team, but we're probably going to exceed them. But with that being said, with that confidence comes some perspective. People think we are just that all the time. We want to work hard, and that's how we've gotten there. So it's hard sometimes because I know for me, I reach out to promoters a lot, and it's hard to get a look sometimes when you're not already all over the place. So we're very thankful for any promoter who takes that shot on us and gives us that platform to become better, you know? Because it's like, this is a business. There's money involved. So it's like everybody wants to make sure they're in the correct spot. And I feel like whenever you put me and Mike on a show, that is the correct spot to be, because we have great value, and I feel like I said, you just see how we work, and you see the value there.
Totally.
That's awesome. I do want to get into the match as like a segue from that. Because like, just in terms, so the match we're going to discuss is it is post game versus Shot Through the Heart. So that's Love Doug and TJ Crawford. And this was for the Focus Pro Wrestling Tag Team Championships. So for you guys, just kind of add to what you guys were saying, just in watching the match, you kind of see the like the total package that you guys are, as far as you can see that you guys are like, you have your different personalities, but when you come out as a unit, we're a unit. Like, that's how we function, that's how we get shit done, and like it reads that way. And I thought this team in particular was a fun team to like watch you guys be against, because they've been teaming for so long. They're all over the place. Beyond open, whatever you want to call it. So they're also like getting their name out there. But they're just such a there's such a like a whimsy to them. So I feel like it kind of like allowed for you guys to have some fun moments in the match that not you can't pull off with every team, you know what I mean? So why did you want to show us this match specifically? Why did you guys choose this match?
I think I personally really like this match a lot. I think this is a really good example of put us in there with people who are great to see how great we can be all together. Focus Pro has really taken that opportunity with us as well, which again, we appreciate so much. Are giving us these great opponents. Like even the next show we're going to be at, we're wrestling Fresh Air, who is a team who's been on our bucket list, and we've seen them for a long time now. And a lot of people make some similarities between us and them. But Love Doug and TJ, I've known them for a while, and they are just so smooth. And the styles are different, but they mesh so well. Like, this is a match that we definitely moved a little different than we usually do in some of our matches, and they pushed us a lot, and I think we pushed them. So I really like this match. I think everything just felt good. It felt raw, and I think the audience really they liked it, but we pissed
we won
a little bit. Yeah, and we won, and we won.
Yeah.
I love it though, because I'm a sucker for like the story. Give me a something. Like the way that the match ended was great. Like with your man, like the foot on the rope, your manager,
and we
jumping
got
up.
show love to Hellfire.
Hellfire,
so
shout out. Well, it's funny. We were watching it, and I was watching and I was like, wow, how crazy they sent us a match where they lose. Like, that's really wild that they would do. And then I was like, just kidding. Okay, works. I was like, which is great, because I feel like it really exemplifies, especially because if we're talking about wrestling all over the place, like you're from South Philly, you're from Baltimore, you're wrestling in Maryland, you're wrestling in New Jersey, you're wrestling in Philly, you're wrestling in Massachusetts, like, and you still, even as heels, like have such a presence. Like, people really like love to talk shit about you guys, and like you guys really
sensitive folk up there.
A lot of sensitive folk in the New England area can vouch for that. But your chemistry in the ring is so good, especially that little moment where like you guys are wrestling each other without realizing it first, and then you're like, what? Like, I don't know.
So good.
Made us look like idiots.
Yeah, like, and I love that though, because again, like it's one of my favorite things about wrestling is that like you really can feel such acute joy rooting for the bad guy, like, quote unquote, the heel, the whatever. Like, you can really just feel like, oh, this is like just fucking great wrestling. So I absolutely love that. Kind of lost my train of thought complimenting you, but I think we can just take it.
I mean, I'll get on that
compliments all day.
Yeah.
Because when you guys were jumping on, I was saying to Xavier, like, caught me mid like stream of going like, that little moment was so funny where they're like wrestling each other, and then like I was like, I love that. I think that's so great. But yeah, I think that the ending, I think I kind of found my way back. I think that ending is so great because it shows like that it's like that tale as old as time wrestling story that never gets old, where it's like the manager does like the heel stuff and like helps in the cheating and the whatever, but you can't help but eat it up.
Well, and
yeah,
especially because I don't know, like your manager's great. Like your manager's great.
Oh my god,
you know what I mean?
He's so
great.
Like, and I love somebody's that over the
top about it. Oh yeah, I mean, commit to the bit. Like if you're gonna go out there, like commit to the bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so it's just like a testament to like the unit you have. You know.
Yeah.
Vinny, you did mention that your like tag team dream match was FTR, the Revival. Is that still the case?
FTR
Great reaction.
is a big influence on us. We take a lot of stuff from them, especially when we first started. I would love to wrestle them. And they're just old school, and I just love that type of wrestling. It's just like so simple, but everything's so effective. You get so invested in all of it.
You can tell that they are definitely the under the learning tree of like Bret Hart. I feel like a lot of wrestlers fall under like Sean or Bret, as far as their like schools of wrestling, and I feel like they are very much like a student of Bret. You know what I mean? Where it's just like it doesn't need to be like over the top, but it looks so smooth that you're like, damn, he's good.
They're so intense, and they're so intense with everything.
They're tough. They're men. They're just freaking.
They're men.
Just tough. Like they're just dudes. Just tough dudes.
Just dudes being bros, being men.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've always said that. Check the track.
That's it. Will you be coming through that? Because I know they're doing like a big long residency at the 2300 arena soon, like AEW is. So they're gonna be like in town for like a week or so.
Might have to invade.
Yeah, right. bring the gear.
Running, Mike.
Yeah.
See if you can get on like a dark match or something.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. You never know.
They'll be there for an entire week. Lord knows.
Should we wear masks, Vin?
I don't know.
Feel?
Oh my god!
I would love that. We know some people up there.
We'll have to talk about that off interview.
Don't tell.
Keep it hush hush for now.
Keep that hush hush. I'll pretend this conversation never happened. But I feel like I also just feel like the roots of wrestling in Philly are so strong. And Vinny, I'm sure you can attest to this. But like the roots of wrestling in Philly are unlike most I've ever experienced, and I am new to wrestling, so. But I just feel like the energy in Philly, and especially when they had WrestleMania 40 there, I thought that was like one of the most brilliant decisions they could have made, because like Philly wrestling is something so iconic. Like I'm and AEW doing a residency there. Now we're kind of tangenting, but AEW doing a residency there is, I just think, the best possible idea. Like I think that's so brilliant.
Well, they're like making a point to go to like all these like smaller venues, and then like you can't find a more iconic like small venue than that.
I'm like,
yeah. I forgot you had that sign.
Yeah, I like unpacked that box real quick. I was like, I need to find my ECW sign.
I don't think you're new to wrestling.
No,
at this point,
I think you're. You seem like you know a lot.
Yeah,
You've done a lot of research in your 3-month wrestling journey.
Well, we've been doing the show for like a minute, so
we've been doing the show for a minute. But
we started watching King of the Ring like 1996, and I have been dragging her ass through the Attitude Era.
Wow.
No.
Now we're in the show. We're now in 1998, so we've been and we watch every episode of Monday Night Raw since 1996 to 1998 now, and also all the pay-per-views. So that's really, thank you so much. It's more of a compliment to Xavier as my teacher, so thank you, Sensei. I am grateful to you. You're not only smart, you're beautiful, and I love that for me.
Oh, thanks. Thank you.
But yeah, we'll foray into ECW, and when we did that little like ECW side hustle like documentaries and diving in, I was like, this is that shit. This is something else, girl. Like so yeah, can't help but love it. But again, it's the different flavors of wrestling from all over the place. And again, to bring it back to you, who is the point of this episode, I think it speaks to you guys because like you do wrestle in so many different places. And are there other places you guys like have goals wrestling just get that under your belt? Or
experience? You guys are expanding like kind of up more into like the Northeast kind of area. So that would be kind of what like you're beyond your like that kind of those kind of promotions.
Yeah. We I feel like we have our like toes in the pool in the Northeast. That we definitely want to expand there a little more. Like next week on August 9th, we'll be in Indiana for Black Label. And cool. I think the goal now is to kind of like, it's kind of like the territories, but like every area has its own little bubble. And our plan right now is to basically get into every bubble that we can. Pop the bubble. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I think a goal, I definitely want to wrestle down south in like Texas and stuff like that. Yes. Atlanta. more in the Carolinas.
Carolina.
And then like I definitely want to go overseas. Like we're gonna be in Europe at the end of September.
Wow.
Gotta get some titles back.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
And I think definitely Japan would be so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
We know, and it's crazy now, you know, we've been wrestling for like 8 years. And like Mike was saying earlier, sometimes it takes a second to like step back and kind of realize where you are. And like seeing the people we know, the people we've come up with do all these cool things too. Like everything feels so like in reaching distance. So I feel like we set our minds to it. We could do all these goals, you know?
Oh yeah.
I think that's such a good way to put it too. Like because even you were saying earlier, like the community around you is what motivates you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what I love about wrestling is like when people, you know, go to Japan or like they go wherever, it's like everyone's like, that's awesome. Like it doesn't feel like, well, why? Like, man. And like maybe there is a flavor of that. Like, of course, like we're all human, but I think for the most part, like wrestling is one of the most, in my experience, again, new-ish, but I most of the time I experience like when other wrestlers win, it's a win for everybody, like especially in your circle. And like it's inspiring, like you said, like if you know, like someone in my community can do it, like I know that I can also do it, and it's something that I can aspire to, and it's not crazy. So I love that. I think that's amazing.
Yeah,
makes sense to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Xavier, anything else? Any final thoughts?
No, I think I'm good. We can wrap it up. Yeah.
Okay, great.
All right, cool. All right,
take us
guys.
home.
Yeah. All right, guys. So this is going to be released next week. So that's going to be I'm gonna get you a date so I can. It'll be on the 14th. So what shows do you guys have coming up? Like after the 14th, people can come find you. Where can they find you online? All that sort of good stuff.
Okay, I think let me see if I could ramble some off the top of my head. I do not want to get these dates wrong. 23rd is the Saturday. We will be up at Focus Pro. We will be wrestling Fresh Air. They're gonna try and take these titles from us, but guess what? It ain't gonna happen.
You heard it here.
Yes. The day after that, we will be in New York for NYWC. The week after, we will be in NYWC again. And then what else? We got some September stuff coming up. Like I said, we're going to be in Europe at the end of September. And I'm awful right now. I'm blanking. But you know what? You want to follow us? Keep tabs on the post game. Follow us on Instagram, on Twitter. If I'm posting on Facebook, check that.
Getting really big on Facebook now. We're gonna start posting more on there.
Doing numbers on the book.
Likes all my posts on Facebook.
Everyone.
As they should.
They don't miss.
As they should. I love that. And then I think Xavier, you got it. Sorry.
No, you're good. Mike, where can the people find you on the internet?
So you can find me at Miami_Mike_Walker on Instagram. Twitter is a work in progress. I think it's the same. Honestly, I don't know my Twitter handle.
I think it is.
Is it? Yeah.
And that's friendship right there.
Yeah. Really.
We support each other. But yeah, that's where you can find me.
All right, awesome. All right, guys, thank you so much. This has been another edition of the New to Wrestling podcast After Dark. For Kelsey, Miami Mike Walker, and Vinny Talotta, we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Oh, yeah.